What's up, guys? Episode 2. What do we all think? Now, Vecna. He is giving me Voldemort vibes kind of thing. A bit of Voldemort, maybe a bit of Night King, you know. I don't know, what do you guys think? That's the sort of vibe I'm getting. I guess he's the main boss, so he's creepy to look at. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like every time he takes a human life, he's looking a bit more human each time. I don't know, maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me, but I feel like he's looking more human as it goes along. I don't know, maybe he's taking their DNA, morphing it with his own, and then he's gonna like look more human. I don't know, so he can like infiltrate the human world and like take over. And the fact that he can speak as well, because obviously he's the first monster that can really talk, you know, openly. So everyone's gonna understand what he's all about. He might actually have a motive to say, well, obviously his motive is to rule the world, but you know, he might have more of a motive, so we'll see. I'm not sure. I'm kind of like, that's sort of my theory as to what he's doing, because I'm thinking, why are these people so special? Why is he targeting these people? You know, for poor Fred right now. Fred is dead, the poor thing. You know, he was kind of a funny little bloke to watch on the screen. I was like, hey, he's fun to watch, but he didn't last long. So yeah, anyway, I'm curious what Fred and Chrissy had in common that this Vecna needed from them. Were they purely coincidence? Were they just used to help maybe make him more human, or was it another reason he used them for? Or did they have a bigger purpose? Like, did they have some psychic abilities that maybe he gained from them, like Elle does? I don't know. Or were they just, unfortunately, wrong place, wrong time? Though it did look like they were targeted, because he didn't attack them just out of nowhere. He basically hunted them down because they saw him or felt him on more than one occasion. He didn't just grab them straight away. He kind of lured them, sort of. Chrissy, you know, he scared her in the bathroom first, and then he hunted her down. And then he scared Fred in the car with Nancy first before hunting him down. So he's sort of playing with their mind, playing with, I guess, their fears or their guilt. You know, Fred had his guilt of, I guess he was in a car crash and some people died, and he sort of played on that fear and got him alone and then hunted him down. So I don't know if maybe that fear's played a role into all this, or yeah, I'm curious what was special about him, what he needed from them, or is it just a coincidence? One thing I found really interesting was the part when Nancy was talking to Eddie's uncle in the trailer park, and he said that years ago there was a family who were murdered by the father. Now it's interesting because he said that their eyes were taken out of their sockets, which is the exact same thing as Chrissy and Fred. So, you know, is it related? I mean, I'm gonna guess it's related, but you know, how was it possible when Elle was the one who opened the gate? How was Vecna able to access the human world years ago? Someone else must have opened the gate. What happened? What's the story? I want to know that history, you know? So yeah, I love all those little details. So I'm really curious to see what that is, and when they find out about that, and how it's all connected, and is it going to help them at the end of the day? Now, Hopper. They gave us an explanation on how he survived, and I'm not sure I'm satisfied with it, honestly. You know, apparently he runs off the platform, falls down, and somehow avoids the big explosion in the room. Yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy that explanation. I feel like they just wanted to quickly put an explanation out there to kind of just say, yep, that's how he survived. But I'm not really satisfied with that explanation. I feel like it could have been better. I wanted him to kind of like jump through the portal and do some stuff, but I feel like that probably would have wasted more time than he'd have or something. So they just wanted to quickly get that out of the way. So I have to live with the fact that he somehow survived the explosion by falling down. So yeah. And then you have the Russians who happen to be there at the right time. You know, apparently they're there while the American authorities were about to come, because, you know, the place is blown up. So people are coming. The Russians are just hanging around for some reason and happen to be there to grab Hopper and then ship him back to Russia. Yeah, I don't know if I'm satisfied with that, but I guess I'll have to live with that. So yeah, poor Hopper is in Russia being tortured, and yeah, and he's being ransomed. Joyce is now gonna run off to, I think they said Alaska. She's gonna run off to Alaska with 40 grand to try and save him. I don't know if she's told the boys she's going out of the country, but hey, that's what she's doing. That's her little mission, and then hopefully she can get Hopper back. You know, he can hopefully help Elle, which, let me just say, I'm not happy with Elle at the moment. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know if I'm happy with the whole taking her down this whole Psycho Carrie path they've got her going on. Hopefully she doesn't get her psychic powers back until, you know, she can fix herself a little bit, because right now she's not mentally stable. And yeah, she's basically, yeah, she's not in a good place. I get that the blondie, can't remember her name, is being a real biatch, and I'd like to kick her ass too, but smashing her face in with a rollerblade, I don't think that's the way to go. And yeah, hopefully Hopper can get back in time to kind of reel her in and maybe help, you know, fix her mentality, because, you know, she's breaking. The poor girl's breaking, which is understandable, but obviously she's lashing out, and yeah, honestly, she's assaulted someone now. And I don't know back in the 80s how lenient they were with that sort of thing, but if that happened these days, she'd be in jail. You know, she would definitely be in court anyway. I mean, you know, she did assault that girl. She had a big gash in her forehead. You know, massive witnesses there too. So, you know, hopefully they can help Elle before she gets really out of control, because I don't really like the whole going down the whole psychotic route with her, you know, turning crazy. I feel like it's a waste of her character development, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I'm curious what happens when her original prison dad, or whatever you want to call him, that guy, I forget his name,
Papa,
when he comes back into the picture, if he's gonna help at all, or is he gonna make the matter worse. So I'm curious what role he's gonna play in all this. I'm guessing he's gonna probably shed some light on the situation as to, you know, her past and those darkness that's inside of her, and hopefully he helps and not hinders. So yeah, hopefully she doesn't turn into Carrie. That's all I'm saying. I hope that. I don't really want that for her. If they're gonna go down that road, fine, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah, hopefully they can help her before, you know, she gets worse. Now, what did I say, guys? I said it. Jason is out for blood. He's got his gang and he's ready to hunt down Eddie. He's ready to avenge his girlfriend's murder. You know, he wants Eddie. Who knows what he's going to do to Eddie when he catches up to him. And poor Eddie, you know, he has to be on the run. Everyone thinks he's the murderer and he's innocent, the poor thing. You know, he's done nothing wrong. So hopefully Dustin can help him now. Luckily, Dustin found him first. So hopefully he can fill him in, tell him what's been going on, and that they can find a way to clear his name, because if this Jason catches up to him, no one's going to stop him. But, you know, and that's understandable. I feel bad for the guy, you know, his girlfriend's dead. He wants to avenge her death. But, you know, hopefully they can show him that Eddie is innocent. And Lucas is sort of kind of stuck in the middle here, because he's obviously trying to get in with these cool kids. And, you know, he can't say that he's part of their D&D Hellfire group, because, you know, they're being labelled as a cult now. They're all against it. Lucas is in this, like, awkward position where he doesn't want to be labelled as a loser anymore. He's trying to be cool, but then he knows that his friends will be innocent. So hopefully Lucas, you know, can stand up and say, hey, guys, you know, or at least give warning. At least warn Dustin and Eddie and say, hey, they're coming for you. Run. You know, hopefully he does something. I feel like that will happen. Like there'll be some sort of confrontation where Lucas is probably going to have to kind of stand up against Jason and maybe stop him from murdering Eddie or doing something completely stupid. So I feel like something's going to go down there. So, you know, Lucas is probably going to have to pick a side, unfortunately, and I'm curious which side he picks and how he goes. So hopefully it all works out there. So those are all the main stories that are kind of developing at the moment. Obviously, you still have the smaller storylines that I guess, you know, you have all the little relationships that they kind of show throughout. So yeah, so we'll see how all these little storylines kind of unfold. You know, it's fun to see all these little ones kind of pop into play, and you see the little character develops and all that. I like seeing all that. It kind of lightens the load of all the major heavy things that happen, because there's going to be plenty of heavy stuff. So take the light while you can, I think. So that's it for episode 2. Let me know your thoughts of Vecna. Do you think he reminds you of a bit like Voldemort? It might be a bit of, anyway, Voldemort, Night King vibes. Let me know if you think that too, or if you think he reminds you of anyone else or no one at all, I don't know. What are your thoughts on Elle? Do you like how they're basically making her go down this evil route? Do you like the storyline that they're giving her? Not a huge fan of it. I'm worried that they're not gonna do it nice, that's gonna be done crap. If they go down the route, I hope they go down it in a way that I approve. I don't want it to be bad. Making her into Psycho Carrie, I'm not a fan of that storyline. Depends how they handle it and what they do with it. If they handle it badly, I'm gonna get pissed off. So hopefully they just do it nice. I don't know. I don't know what I'm expecting. I don't know what I want, but I hope it's not done badly as well. I don't know. But let me know what your thoughts are. If you like that, if you're hoping to see her go crazy and do the whole Carrie scene, or if you're hoping that she can actually overcome her demons and have a nice life. I mean, I don't know. I'm still on the verge of thinking she's probably going to die in the end. I don't want that to happen because she's been through a lot, the poor girl, but I kind of feel like that might happen. I don't know. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in episode 3.